Welcome in. This is Ricky's Mailbag. This is where I take your questions and I try to answer them to the best of my ability about the Phillies. We will see how it goes. I want you to like and subscribe over here. Also, you can catch myself, Savannah Kelleher, Bill Colarulo on Unfiltered, 2 to 6, Monday through Fridays. It is on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and you can catch us on NBC Sports Philadelphia. I'm here with Dylan McKinnon. Dylan's going to ask the questions.
Okay, to start, I put out these questions on Tuesday. It was before they put Romano on the IL. So we've got a lot of questions, but nearly every single one was, why is Romano still on this team?
Yeah, well, that's still a question.
Obviously, that is since semi been rectified.
Let me start by saying something. They said he has a inflamed middle finger. But the one thing that has come out about this, which is a little strange, he came out and said, yeah, I have some things to work on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get my stuff together and see how it goes. And that was when he was asked if he was going to come back and pitch again this year. To me, that sounds like a phantom. That's all I'm going to say on that. I really believe that, you know what, this may be one of those mental things where they want him to get straightened out and they think he can. I mean, I will say this much. He's got good stuff. His mechanics are a disaster right now. Okay, Dylan, with that being said.
Well, the question I was going to ask, what has been so wrong for Romano this season?
What has been so wrong? Let me put it this way. He's a slider fastball guy. He throws hard. I mean, but when you watch him pitch, he makes more mistakes than anybody in the organization. And the one thing I look at that is I always cut the plate into thirds. You have the outer third, the inner third, and then that middle third is usually a little bigger in my eyes. You have to stay out of the middle third, especially if you're elevating the baseball. When was the last time you saw Jordan Romano force a ball down into the bottom of the zone? Go ahead. Yeah, he doesn't do it. He throws pitches up in the zone, which are belt high or a little bit up, which is already elevated for the hitter, which means what? He can lift the ball, and if he squares it, there's a good chance that ball goes into a gap over the fence. That's what he's been doing. Now, why is the question. You heard me say about his mechanics. If most people will notice and they will say, well, why is he falling all over the place on the mound? And this, I go straight to Caleb Cotham and say, why has this not been fixed? When you watch him pitch, he lands on his heel. Anybody knows a heel causes you to straight leg and stand straight up. And when you do that, everything's going to be up in the zone. You cannot get over your front leg. If you listen to pitching coaches, the one thing they'll say is you have to get over your front leg to get a downhill plane. If you're not getting over your front leg, it's going to be straight out of the hand, which means it's not on this kind of an angle. It is straight at you, which means right out of the hand, the hitters know exactly where that ball's going to be and what angle it's going to be on. So I think it's a mechanical thing. I really do. I think it's one of those things where if they fix his front leg and make him bend a little bit, make him get over the front side, he's going to be able to throw the ball much better and with better accuracy down the zone. Until he gets the ball down the zone, he's going to have big problems because his fastball is flattened out. His slider is not getting any depth to it. So what are you really going out onto the field with arsenal-wise? Nothing. And that's exactly what we've seen from Jordan Romano. I think it's all mechanical. I know a lot of people say it's in his head, but let me tell you something. You don't will the ball to go out of the ballpark. So I think it's mechanical. The guy throws 98 to 100 miles an hour. He should be able to get people out at the big league level. Go.
Okay, Falky asked, is Romano the worst reliever in Phillies history? We've seen some bad
Stats-wise, yeah. I mean, to be quite honest with you, and it's the longevity thing. It's about him being here all season long and carrying an 8 ERA. I was injured one year, and I had 2 months where I literally went out there trying to get my velocity up and getting my butt kicked for 2 months, and I was still well under a 6 ERA. So, I mean, to me, at least I had an excuse of an injury. I mean, this middle finger thing is not an injury. And quite frankly, I know he's coming off of elbow problems last year, but everything should have kind of eased its way out. And the reason why I say it's probably the worst in the history is because he's been here all season. He's never gotten below a 6, I don't think. And that's kind of tough to do. So, yeah, I would say most likely if you're carrying an 8 ERA even 2 months into the season, you're probably DFA'd, released, something like that, sent down, sent out. So yeah, I would say the answer is absolutely yes.
Okay, William asked, "Hey Ricky, if we gave you a week or two, could you be just slightly better than Romano out of the bullpen?"
I don't know. I don't know ERA wise what I could put up there, but I will tell you this much. I'm too old to go out and pitch because I couldn't do it every day. Well, these guys don't anyways. They usually go every other day or every third day. And I don't know. I will say this much. The one thing that's very noticeably different, and I didn't really pay attention to this until about a week ago when I was doing an appearance and somebody came up to me and said, you know what, I went back to a lot of your videos and you were getting balls called at the belly button. And it was true because when I was in the league, it was just waist down to the top of the knees, and that was your strike zone, and you had to live with it. So nowadays, I mean, you could throw pitches up in the zone and get away with it for strikes. But I think the strike zone's a little bigger now, so it would help me out. But no, there's no way I'm getting out on the mound.
Okay, yeah, so yesterday, Jason Stark told us that he thinks the Mets have tells on the Phillies pitchers. What is, for people who don't know, what is having tells on a pitcher mean?
It could be a million different things. It could be release point. It could be the way they step when they throw certain pitches. It could be their landing. It could be what they show when they're getting ready to release the ball. If it's Christopher Sanchez, maybe his hand's straight up when he's throwing a fastball. Maybe he turns his hand a little bit when he's throwing a slider, and maybe he's already inside the ball before he's going forward on his changeup. So, I mean, tells are fine. It's not like they're using scoreboards. It's not like they're using pitch comms to kind of steal signs. What it is, it's visual. And when you have all the technology that they have in the clubhouse for videos, for computers and all this, I mean, it's easy. Every pitcher is going to have a tell. But a team that has a staff that is picking out these tells, or players that are on the bench that are picking these things out as quickly as they have, is pretty impressive. It's not illegal. It's one of those things that's not frowned upon. It's part of baseball. And as a matter of fact, if you're smart enough to pick up the tells, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, if you're a hitter, you're looking for something when you're up at the plate. You're not always just looking for the baseball to be right over the middle of the plate. What you're looking for is some kind of tell, some kind of leg action, some kind of glove action, some kind of arm action. And when they figure that out, yeah, it becomes a little easier. But I will say this much. Location in baseball is more important than anything else. We've seen it from Ranger Suarez, a guy who throws low 90s, that when he spots the baseball and has deception, he wins. And even if somebody's picking up your tells, if you're throwing the baseball the way you want to throw it, and if you're throwing the baseball to your spots, you're not going to have many problems.
Yeah, like what would be something that would, they seem, he said they have tells on like all of the Phillies pitches. Is there something that the whole team could be doing that?
No, everybody's different. In all honesty, every pitcher's a little bit different. Every pitcher has quirks. I guess the hardest guys to pick up on the tells now are the guys that are herky-jerky, number one, when they pitch, and number two, guys that just don't have the same release point all the time on the same pitches. So what I'm saying is sometimes you'll throw a fastball from here, sometimes you're a little bit on the three-quarter side of it, and then maybe your curveball you'll throw from up top, then maybe sometimes you'll throw it a little bit from the bottom side. So, I mean, that would be tough to pick up because the guy's constantly changing arm angles and it really doesn't matter. But if you're one of those guys who's very mechanically sound and there's a tip in there, it's hard for the pitcher to fix because it's all muscle memory. You may think you're fixing something, but it doesn't just happen overnight. It's a process to get your it's just like anything else. You know, when you start doing something, let's say you start doing an exercise, you feel awkward. Then all of a sudden you've been doing it for a while, it becomes second nature. That's the same thing as a pitcher.
Final question: was that just an awful series versus a team that has their number, or is there genuine reason for long-term concern?
I'm going to say it was just an awful series. At least I'm hoping that's what it was. They have had a very hard problem up at Citi Field, and I don't understand why. I will say this: it's a little tougher. It's a lot tougher to hit the ball out of the ballpark at Citi Field than it is Citizens Bank Park. Let's face it: they feel nice and cozy when they get back to the bank. They feel like anything could go out of the ballpark if they hit it up in the air. And I really believe that's why they score a lot of runs in Philadelphia, is because the ballpark's small. And sometimes you go to a bigger confine, you tend to swing harder, try to hit the ball further, and usually you should be backing off at that given time. You should kind of be one of those people who just kind of sits back and says, I'm just going to hit line drives, let the ball carry itself. So there you have it, Ricky's Mailbag. Like and subscribe over here. You can catch myself, Bill Colarulo, Savannah Kelleher on Unfiltered, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
What's up, everybody? It's Bill Colarulo from Unfiltered with Ricky Bo and Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel because we post a ton of content. It's not just what you hear on air. We're posting content all day long. We do some things before the show, after the show, even stuff during the show. So subscribe, like, do whatever you got to do. We got all this content coming to you every single day.